The Trump administration has made border security a cornerstone of its policy agenda. With a focus on reducing illegal immigration and strengthening national security, the administration has taken a series of unprecedented steps. One of the most significant and controversial moves is the transfer of control of the Roosevelt Reservation to the Department of Defense. This move signals a new era in border enforcement, one with potentially far-reaching consequences. The Roosevelt Reservation, a 60-foot wide strip of land running along the U.S.-Mexico border, has historically been managed by the Interior Department. However, in a bold move, President Trump directed the transfer of control to the military. The administration argues that this transfer is necessary to enhance border security and combat illegal immigration, drug trafficking, and other criminal activities. This decision has ignited fierce debate across the political spectrum. Supporters argue that it is a necessary step to regain control of the border and protect national security. They believe that the military's presence will act as a deterrent to illegal crossings and empower Border Patrol agents. Critics, however, denounce the move as a dangerous overreach of executive power and a threat to civil liberties. The transfer of control to the military raises serious questions about the militarization of the border and its impact on human rights. The move has also sparked legal challenges, with opponents arguing that it violates the Posse Comitatus Act, which limits the military's role in domestic law enforcement. The Roosevelt Reservation is a little-known but strategically important piece of land. It stretches along the U.S.-Mexico border, cutting through California, Arizona, and New Mexico. Established in the early 20th century, the reservation serves as a buffer zone between the two countries. The reservation's transfer to the Department of Defense is a clear escalation of the administration's border security measures. The move aims to give the military greater authority to operate along the border and potentially detain migrants attempting to cross illegally. The administration believes that this show of force will deter illegal immigration and empower Border Patrol agents. The Department of Defense plans to use the Roosevelt Reservation as a base for increased surveillance, patrols, and the construction of additional border barriers. This includes the deployment of advanced technology such as drones and sensors to monitor the border more effectively. The military's presence is intended to create a significant obstacle for those attempting to enter the United States illegally. However, the use of the military in this capacity raises concerns about the militarization of the border and its impact on border communities. Critics argue that the increased military presence will lead to a more hostile and dangerous environment along the border, potentially escalating tensions and violating the rights of migrants. To assess the feasibility and effectiveness of this new approach, the Department of Defense has initiated a 45-day test phase. This pilot program focuses on a section of the Roosevelt Reservation in New Mexico, east of Fort Huachuca, Arizona. During this trial period, the Army will take on a more active role in border security operations. The Army's responsibilities during the test phase are multifaceted. Soldiers will be tasked with enhancing existing fencing, installing additional barriers, and posting warning signs. They will also conduct regular patrols along the designated section of the border, working in conjunction with Border Patrol agents. The goal is to create a visible deterrent and strengthen the physical security of the border. One of the most controversial aspects of the test phase is the potential for military personnel to detain individuals suspected of crossing the border illegally. While the Department of Defense maintains that any detained individuals will be swiftly transferred to the custody of civilian law enforcement agencies, critics argue that this blurs the line between military and civilian law enforcement. The 45-day test phase is being closely watched by both supporters and opponents of the administration's border security policies. The results of this trial period are likely to have significant implications for the future of border security and the role of the military along the U.S.-Mexico border. The legality of the Trump administration's decision to transfer control of the Roosevelt Reservation to the Department of Defense is a subject of intense debate. Legal experts are divided on whether the move falls within the president's authority, and several lawsuits have been filed challenging the decision. At the heart of the legal battle is the Posse Comitatus Act, a law dating back to the Reconstruction era that limits the federal government's ability to use the military for domestic law enforcement. The act prohibits the use of the Army and Air Force to execute civilian laws, with some exceptions, such as when expressly authorized by Congress. Opponents of the administration's move argue that it violates the Posse Comitatus Act by essentially turning soldiers into Border Patrol agents. They contend that the military's primary role at the border should be limited to providing support functions, such as logistical assistance and intelligence gathering, rather than directly apprehending migrants. The administration, however, maintains that its actions do not violate the Posse Comitatus Act. They argue that the military's role on the Roosevelt Reservation is primarily focused on border security, which falls under the president's constitutional authority to protect the nation from foreign threats. They also point out that the military will not be directly involved in apprehending migrants, but rather deterring illegal crossings and providing support to civilian law enforcement.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God, it's beautiful.